Hello, my beautiful divine souls, and welcome to the Wicked Exposed channel, where I am your divine intuitive messenger, Empress J, here to deliver to you another intuitive message from Spirit. To all my new online watchers, welcome, and to my returning Soul Tribe members, welcome back once again as we kick our way through these wicked tarot streets. Over here, we sugarcoat nothing when it comes to these intuitive messages. Why? Because Spirit wants you to get all the smoke when it comes to these wicked energies. And with that being said, my loves, at the end of this intuitive message, if you like the way the Spirit uses this vessel to give you the confirmation that was needed to start your healing journey, then by all means, my love, hit that like, share, subscribe, and come by with the Empress J Tribe. I would love to have you as another one of my returning Soul Tribe members. Out here on the table, my love, we already have our first two rows of energies, right? The first row of energy is our current energy. Keep in mind, my loves, that the current energy that you're about to be tuned into may be past, present, or future. So you have to apply these current energies in the time frame of which they resonate with you. Followed by these current energies, my loves, is our second row of energies, which pertains to thoughts of the mind when it comes to these current energies, or words that were spoken in a way that's going to pertain to these current energies. All right? And so, with that being said, my love, I've already prayed and meditated over these energies with the divine. I've also welcomed in my lovely, holy, and spiritual angels, along with my lovely, holy, and spiritual ancestors of Exceeded Master Readery. So we're all tuned in and ready to deliver to you what Spirit wants you to know at this moment in time. So when it comes to these current energies, my loves, the channeled message I was getting here is this these current energies pertain to your masculine, right? These current energies pertain to your masculine and what, your masculine has been up to since this separation between the two of you, right? And so it appears as though this masculine, right, has gotten itself involved with someone else, right? Involved with someone else since the separation of you two, right? This masculine has gotten himself involved with someone else, that he's in this energy of, I wish I could be fully honest with you when it comes to this someone else, right? Because what this masculine is trying to say is that the passion is too much when it comes to this person, right? When it comes to this someone else that he's gotten himself involved with, right? But is that truly how this masculine really feels when it comes to this situation that he's gotten himself involved in with this someone else, right? Because energetically, right? Energetically, this masculine is still holding on to these feelings that he has with you. And so that's why this I can't let you go energy card is here, right? And so this masculine is still holding on to these feelings that he has with you, right? And so when it comes to this last current energy card here, I feel that this is some form of spell work that this masculine has formed in his mind, right? This sex with you, right? Because this is all, this masculine is thinking on, is having this sex with you, right? So I feel that this is some form of spell work that this masculine has formed in his mind when it comes to you, is that, thinking on, having this sex with you, right? This is how he feels. He wants to, this is how he feels, right? This is how this masculine feels. He wants to have sex with you, right? Why? Because when it comes to these current energies at the bottom of the deck, right? His masculine feels that no one understands me but you, right? And so far, when it comes to these current energies, we know that this masculine has not let go of these feelings that he has for you, right? And is trying to say, is trying to say to this someone else that the passion is too much when it comes to this someone else, right? And so, like I said, it is really truly how this masculine feels when it comes to this someone else, right? Because as we head down here to this next row of energies, right, which pertains to thoughts of the mind or words that are spoken in a way that's going to pertain to these masculine feelings, right? This masculine, this masculine mind is in this, I wonder if you're enjoying life without me, right? So far what we know is this masculine has not let go of these feelings for you, and he also hasn't stopped thinking about you, which is why this energy card is here. This energy card is here with this, I wonder if you're enjoying life without me, right? Right. That's why he, wish he could be fully honest with this someone else, right? Because his masculine hasn't stopped thinking about you, nor has he, letting go of the feelings that he has for you, right? And so he could have told this someone else, right? He could have told this someone else that the passion is too much, right? He could have told this someone else that the passion is too much, right? But when it comes to, what he told this someone else, that the passion is too much, right? This statement is supposed to coincide, right, with this, we will reunite one day. We will reunite someday, right? And so these two statements are supposed to coincide with each other. The, his statement of the passion is too much, right? Supposed to coincide with we will reunite one day, right? But somewhere along the line, when it comes to these two statements, right, this masculine is not being honest with this someone else when it comes to, when it comes to these two statements that he may have made to this person, right? And I feel like this masculine just said the passion is too much, right? Just to like basically make her, feel that, that he still, wants some, he still wants, to be with her in some type of way, right? I just feel like this masculine just said this to this someone else, right? To soothe things out with this person, right? Yeah, because like I said, it's somewhere between these two statements, the passion is too much and this will reunite one day. Somewhere along the line, this masculine is not being honest with this someone else. Because remember how he feels. I wish I could be fully honest with you when it comes to this person. So somewhere between these two statements, this masculine is not being honest with this someone else that he's dealing with. And I feel like it's this, I feel like the lies coming in with this, we will reunite someday, right? Why I feel like that? Because, this masculine energetically, has been holding on to these feelings that he has for you, and that's what he's been telling himself, I can't let go of you, right? And so, with these feelings that he's still holding on to, right, is what's got, is what's got his mind in this, I wish I could have treated you better before, right? Yeah. Because he hasn't stopped thinking about you, and he hasn't lost, the feelings that he has for you, So this, I wish I could have treated you better before, right? Is the reason why, he's still holding on to these feelings of I can't let go of you, right? So what I'm getting is this masculine, is deep deep in his deep in his feelings for you, and also still deep in thought of being with you, right? That's why, I feel like this sex with you energy card, is something, some type of magic that he's formed, right? It's some type of magic that he's formed in his mind when it comes to you, because this is all he thinks about is having this sex with you, right? And so, with this last energy card here, I keep recalling our separation over and over again, right? This energy card here has something to do with this sex with you card, right? And why I feel like that is because, you know, this masculine is saying, over, I keep recalling our separation over and over again, right? So this masculine, what I'm getting here is this masculine mind could have been on the day, this masculine's mind could have been on you the day of this separation. This masculine's mind could have been on having this sex with you, right? Yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like the day of this separation with you, collective, this masculine's mind was on having this sex with you, right? But some type of way this masculine got caught up, right? This masculine got caught up, I feel like, with this someone else, which caused this, who was the cause of this separation is someone else, right? And he had his mind, on this having sex with you, even though he was with this someone else, his mind was still on, you know, having sex with you while being with this someone else. That's what I feel, right? So that's why, this masculine keeps recalling this separation over and over again, you know, when it comes to you, right? Because his mind was on having sex with you the day of this separation. But I feel like he got caught up with this someone else who was the reason for this separation, right? And so that's why his mind, constantly thinks on having sex with you, because on the day of the separation, that's what his mind was on, having sex with you. But I feel like some type of way he got caught up with this someone else, right? Who was the reason for this separation. And this masculine, mind hasn't stopped. His masculine's mind hasn't stopped wanting to have this sex with you. This masculine's mind hasn't stopped wanting to have this sex with you, because on the day of this separation, that's what his mind was on. Having this sex with you, even though he could have been more than likely dealing with this someone else, right? So we're going to get into the tarot, right? Hold on, right? And so, hold on. And so that's why when it comes to, this second row of energies, right? This masculine is, often recall memories of you, right? Because, on the day of this separation, like I said, his mind was on having this sex with you. But some type of way, he got caught up, right? I feel like he got caught up with this someone else, right? Who was the cause of this separation between the two of you. That's what I feel. And, his mind was on having sex with you, even though he was dealing with this someone else. His mind was still on this having sex with you, which is why he, hasn't stopped, which is why his mind hasn't stopped thinking about, having sex with you, because his mind was on that during the day of this separation, right? And so we're going to get into the tarot to see what caused this, situation to occur when it comes to your masculine, right? When it comes to your masculine, right? Who's gotten himself involved with someone else since the separation of you two. He has gotten himself involved with someone else that he wish he could be fully honest with, because deep down, this masculine hasn't, lost the feelings that he has for you, and his mind hasn't stopped thinking of you, right? And so he wish he could be fully honest with this someone else that, he's dealing with, right? But I feel like, if he if he were to be fully honest with this person, that she would get in her feelings, right? Because I feel like this type of person loves drama. This someone else that he dealing with gonna get in her feelings, right? If he were to be fully honest with this woman, she would get in her feelings because this person loves drama that he could be dealing with more than likely. So we can get into the tarot to see what caused this situation to occur when it comes to this masculine who is dealing with this someone else, but yet and still hasn't lost these feelings that he had for you. His mind hasn't stopped thinking about you. And he wish he could be fully honest with this someone else that he's gotten himself involved with. But he feel like if he were to be honest with this person, she gonna get in her feelings because, this person a little drama. That's what I feel like going on here. So we gonna get into the tarot. See what's caused this situation to occur when it comes to your masculine. That you're in separation with. Holy Spirit, I need an energy card, please. Holy Spirit, I need an energy card, please. All right. So when it comes to this first energy card as to what caused this situation to occur, right? This masculine, that's been dealing with this someone else, right? How he feels is he wish he could be fully honest with you, who is this someone else, right? Because this masculine, needs time to heal, right? This masculine, gonna need time to heal when it comes to, the situation that he's gotten himself involved with this someone else, right? So it's because this masculine, is in this energy where, he gonna need time to heal. It's because this masculine is in this energy when it comes to this someone else. This masculine is going to be this person, right? This masculine is going to be this person that's going to need time to heal when it comes to this someone else that he's been dealing with, right? Bottom of the deck. Oh, wow. We still got this person because this person loves drama. This woman that he's been dealing with loves drama. So it's because it's someone else that this masculine been dealing with that he wish he could be fully honest with you, is because this masculine gonna need time to heal from this someone else, right? Because this, bottom of the deck, this person loves drama. It's because this masculine gonna need time to heal from this person, right? And so, he could have, like I said, he could have told, this someone else that the passion is too much, right? But but he could have, he could have told this person, he could have told this someone else that the passion is too much, right? But he gonna be feeling, he gonna be feeling, kind of like he gonna be feeling like kind of having the blues, once he tell this person that, the passion is too much, right? Because he know she got this click, right? He knows she got this click, and that's what he's up in his head about, is this group of people, right? That's what, this masculine is up in his head about, having the blues about, because he know she got this click, right? And so that's who has this masculine up in his head, is this group of people, right? Because both of these two, you know, both of these two, um, both of these two could be, in with this group of people, right? Both of these two, this masculine and this someone else that he's dealing with, are kind of cool with this group of people, right? Both of these two, they kind of cool with this group of people, right? And so that's what he in his head about, right? This clique, right? This clique, knowing what he up to, right? This clique knowing what he up to, right? Because they could know, right? This clique could know how this masculine feels about you, collective. This clique could know how this masculine feels about you energetically. This I can't let go of you. This clique could know. This clique could know, right? And and that's what's got this, masculine, that's what got this masculine being this person, that's confused, and that's confused in his mind. That's what got this masculine being this person that's confused in mind, right? That's what got this masculine confused, being this person confused in mind, right? Because like I said, he wants to have sex with you, right? He wants to have sex with you, right? And and feel like and feel like and feel like and yeah, he wants to have sex with you, right? So he could be depressed, right? So he could be depressed about, he could be depressed, right? Right. So he wants to have sex with you, so he could be, in this depressed energy, right? Because how he feel about the both of you two, right? He could be in this depressed, energy, right? Because of how how he's feeling about the both of you two. Yeah, right, right. And so that's why his mind, wonder if you enjoying life without me. That's why his mind wonder if you enjoying life without me, right? Because energetically, this masculine is this person who needs time to heal. He gonna need he energetically he gonna need time to heal, right? He can because this someone else that he's dealing with is very toxic, right? This someone else that he's dealing with is very toxic, right? So she has these two, in this very toxic energy, right? That's why he gonna need, that's why he gonna need time to heal, right? And so yeah, like I said, he could have told this someone else that the passion is too much, right? And but this clique that he could be cool with, um, um, but this clique that he could be cool with, right? One of these two, right? Um, one of these two, um, it's like yeah, like I said, he could have told this person that the passion is too much, right? And so he could have but this clique that he cool with, one of these this clique that he cool with, right? One of these two, this masculine or this someone else that he's dealing with, right? Um, um, one of these two, one of these two could have one of these two could have asked one of these two could have asked like a question, right? One of these two could have asked a question around this group of people, right? One of these two could have like maybe like asked a question around this group of people, and this masculine, right, gonna be up in his head about it, right? Cause you know, he feel like this clique gonna tell this person something, right? Yeah, yeah. One of these two could like one of these two, right? Even though they cool, it's like even though the both of these two cool with this group of people, one of these two gonna one of these two gonna like ask the question around this group of people, right? And that's what's gonna get this masculine up in his head, right? Is this word click, right? Yeah, one of these two, yeah, gonna ask the question around this group of people, right? And that's what's gonna get in this masculine head is this word click, right? Cause he is like he don't it's like one of you two he don't want to do this to, right? It's like one of you two, right? He don't like to do this to. Yeah, that's what's gonna get in this masculine head is this word click, right? Because it's like he feel like both of these two, you know, he feel like both of these two, yeah, he feel like both of these two are toxic, right? He feel like both of these two, or he feel like she the reason, right? He could feel like, you know, she the reason why both of these two are toxic, right? He could feel like she the reason why both of these two are toxic. That's why he don't want to lick that click of hers, right? He feel like she the reason that both of these two are toxic. That's why he don't want to lick that click of hers, right? And so, you know, like I said, this we will reunite one day. We will, and so like I said, this we will reunite someday is where I feel like the lie, right, is the lie is being told to with her because you know he don't want to lick that click because he don't want to lick that click of hers because he feel like you know she the reason both of these two are toxic, right? And energetically he hasn't lost these feelings of I can't let go of you. He hasn't let energetically he hasn't lost these feelings that he has for you, which is why this I can't let go of you energy card is here, right? But this person, is confused, right? But this masculine, is being this person that's confused in the mind, right? Some type of way, right? This masculine, is being this feeling like, this masculine is starting to feel like he this person that's confused in the mind, some type of way, right? Because, he thinks on, his mind, he thinks on this, I wish I could have treated you better, right? But it's like, why is he confused in the mind, right? It's like, why is this masculine being this person that's confused in the mind, right? Because for one thing, right? Because for one thing, he was dealing with, the both of you two, right? And and he didn't want you to know about the other one of you two. So you know, and so now it's like he no longer wants to hide from you because you it's like you're not a part of this energy with you're not a part of this energy of having, him being confused, right? So, now he no longer feels like he gotta hide from you, because you no longer in this toxic energy that he had you in with this someone else, right? So now he feels like, he no longer has to hide from you, because you no longer a part of, these two toxic energies here, right? But it's like still it's like this masculine, is being this person that's confused in the mind, right? It's still like he's being this person, right? Because like I said, it could have, he could have been dealing with the both of you two, right? He could have been dealing with the both of you two. He could have felt like he was the reason, that he could have felt like, he was the reason that, you two were toxic. He could have felt like he was the reason that you two were toxic, but like not anymore, right? But not anymore, since because you no longer in this toxic energy with this um someone else that he was dealing with. So he don't have to hide from you, right? He don't have to hide from you, right? That that's why he wants to, that's why he's still feeling like he wants to have sex with you, right? And this person and this someone else that he's been dealing with has you under investigation, right? This someone else, right? This someone else. This someone else that this masculine has been dealing with has you under investigation, right? Cause she feel like he's depressed, right? She feel like he's depressed, right? And because she's starting to be in this energy of being depressed, right? That's why this person has you under investigation, right? That's why she has you under investigation, right? It's like, yeah, because like I'm getting going back to this card. It's like, yeah, because like I said, the question is like, is this like the question is like, why is this masculine, being this person is that's confused in the mind, right? Because he knows, he knows that he knows that he don't have you two in the same toxic energy no more, right? So that's why he feel like, so he should feel like he has nothing to hide from you, right? He should feel like he has nothing to hide from you, right? He should feel like that, because he no longer has the both of you two in this toxic energy, right? So there's no need to hide from you, right? He no longer has the both of you two in this toxic energy, so there's no need to hide from you. That he wants to have this sex with you. There's no need to hide, right? Yet you know yet he's depressed, right? Because he's dealing with this other feminine energy, right? And she could feel that this masculine is depressed with her. She could feel that this masculine is depressed with her. That's why she's this person that has you on the investigation, right? Right? Because this fire sign, um, Aries, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, right? Was was who this masculine was having this sex behind the scenes with, right? And see, he was dealing with the both of you two during the time, right? He was dealing with the both of you two during the time, right? And this fire sign was the one that he was having this sex behind the scenes with, right? So that's how, you know, so that's how she was able to get you two, in this toxic energy, right? Because that's how she was able to get you in this masculine in this toxic energy, because she was this very toxic person, right? Right? That this masculine needs time to heal from, right? And so this clique, right? And so this clique got this masculine up in his head, right? Because this group of people, know what this masculine is up to when it comes to the both of you two, when it comes to the both of you two. And one of you two, he don't want to lick that clip, right? And one of you two that was in this dark energy, this masculine no longer wants to lick that clip, right? This masculine no longer wants to lick that clip, right? And that's what's gonna make, this fire sign upset and make a fool out of you, right? Because, she wants both of you to, she wants both of you to be upset about the fact that he done licked that click of hers, right? That's what she want. And so that could be the reason why he hide from you, right? Cause he feel like he the reason that the both of you two were toxic, right? He feel like he the reason that the both of you two were toxic, right? And so this would keep this masculine confused in mind, right? Because the reason he can't let go of you is because he feel like you is this person who is mentally stable, right? That's why he hide from you, right? That's why he hide from you, that he had both of y'all two in this toxic energy, right? Because he was confused during the time that he was dealing with you and this fire sign, right? Yet he still, wanted to have sex with you, right? Yet he still wanted to have sex with you, right? And feeling depressed because, this fire sign is that he's dealing with is the reason, he's depressed, right? And she can feel, she can feel that, this masculine is depressed with her. That's why she watching you, right? That's why she watching you, this masculine here, because she feel like this person can't let you go, collective. Because she feel like this person can't let you go, right? And so she gonna get in her feelings about it, right? She gonna get in her feelings about it once she see that she has this masculine depressed, right? And and him being in this energy of can't let you go, right? She gonna get into this energy. She gonna get into her feelings, right? And start being this person that loves drama, right? She gonna get in her feelings about it because she can feel that this masculine is depressed with her, right? She can feel that this masculine is depressed with her. And so she gonna get in her feelings about it once she, you know, once she, feel like this masculine is in this I can't let you go energy, and and get into this person that wants to get into this energy of being this person that wants to start some drama, right? Right, because bottom of the deck, right? When it comes to um what affected this situation when it comes to this masculine here who was dealing with this someone else, right? He could have been giving this woman money, right? But we now go, he could have been giving this woman money. Yeah, but we gonna now pull 4 energy cards to see what affected this, situation when it comes to this masculine who was dealing with this someone else, right? So we've gotten the cause, what caused this situation to occur, right? We're gonna now pull 4 energy cards to see what affected this situation when it comes to this masculine, right? Who is dealing with this someone else and you, at the same time. Right. Let's see. See. Pull 4 energy cards to see what affected these energies, right? When it comes to this situation. Energy card, please. See, this fire sign was the reason why the both of you two could have been, in this toxic energy, because she is a very toxic person. That's why this masculine gonna need time to heal. And see, this I wish I could be fully honest with you could be how he feel about you now that he no longer feels like he gotta hide from you. Could be Yeah, so this fire sign, right, that he was having this sex behind the scenes with, because she know that he was dealing with the both of you two. She could have been looking you up, right? She could have been looking you up, collective, researching you and studying you, right? Getting information on you, right? Yeah, she gonna be looking you up and researching you, studying you, getting information on you, right? Because she noticed masculine, right, hasn't stopped. Whoa, she noticed masculine hasn't stopped thinking about you. That's why she looking you up, right? That's why she looking you up, because she knows this masculine mind hasn't stopped thinking about you, right? And and how he feels about her is this: I wish I could be fully honest with you, right? How he feel about her is this: I wish I could be fully honest with you. That's why this masculine gonna need time to heal, right? From this very toxic, fire sign that he's been dealing with, right? Because she has these two in this dark, dark energy. And this fire sign was the one he was having his sex behind the scenes with while he was dealing with the both of you two, right? Right? And see, once he tell her that the passion is too much, right? And we'll reunite someday, she gonna get hot. That's what's gonna make her hot and want to make a fool out of you, right? That's what's gonna make her hot and want to make a fool out of you, right? Because she still want these two to be, she still wants these two, because she wants these two to get upset with each other, right? She wants these two to get upset with each other, right? And so, she could have someone, threatening, this masculine. She could have someone threatening this masculine, right? Yeah, she could be the one threatening this masculine, or she could have someone else threatening this masculine, right? Being intimidating and to make him feel threatened and bothered by it. Yeah, yeah. So she could have someone threatening this masculine, right? Intimidating him, feeling threatened and bothered by the fact that, this man could have, pulled a weapon out on him and threatened him, right? Because she wants both of these two upset with each other that he don't want to lick that click of hers no more, right? Because she could feel like she could feel like that, or she could know that he was she could know that he was doing this to the both of you two, and now that he don't want to do this with her, she feel like that's what he want to come back to you to do, right? That's what's pissing her off, right? And that's what she got around that. That's what she could have been the one of these two that got around this group of people and mentioned this word click, right? To get this masculine, up in his head about it. Feeling like this was, feeling like that was gonna get this masculine up in his head about wanting to do to her, right? And that he don't want to do to her. Right? Because she was this happiness hater. She was this happiness hater when y'all two were together. She was this happiness hater, right? And you could have been, the person in this situation who you could have been, the person that was, mentally stable. That's why he had to hide from you. That's why he had to hide from you, because he had both of you two, in this toxic energy, right? That's what he had to hide from you. The fact that he had both of you two in this toxic energy, and because he was the one that was confused, right? Because he was the one that was confused. But energetically, now energetically he's in this I can't. Even though he was in this I can't let go of you, energy, right? And so, like I said, he still wants to have, that's why he still wants to have this sex with you, because he's depressed now, you know, he's depressed, he's in this depressed energy, you know, because, this other feminine energy, is the reason why both of these two are depressed, right? Because, she watching this masculine, she watching this masculine. She watching this masculine, right? She was the person that was watching you, and she was the person that was watching. She could have been the person that was, watching you and this masculine, right? She was the person that had. She was the one. She was the person that was watching you, right? She was the one that was watching you, right? To see if this masculine was gonna you know get back with you, basically. She was watching. She was this person that was watching, you know to see if this masculine, won't come back, right? Gonna come back to, starting having this sex with you, right? Because he uninterested in her. He uninterested in her, right? He uninterested in her. That's why she watching to see, is this masculine wanting to come back. That's why she watching this masculine to see if he, gonna start back having this sex with you, because she knows she has him in this depressed energy, right? Because this masculine is in his feelings of being this person that can't let you go, right? And so She was the thief, right? This fire sign was the thief that robbed him. This fire sign was the thief that robbed, that robbed him from you. Either, on a, yeah, she was the thief that robbed him of his, that robbed him of his, emotions from you, right? She was the thief. She was the thief that robbed him, either on a physical or emotional level, right? She was the thief that robbed him of it, of his feelings, either on a physical or emotional level. Or it could have been both. She was the thief that robbed him of his feelings when it came to you, either on a physical or emotional level, or it could have been both, right? It could have been both. So we gonna get 4 energy blocks to see what blockages were created when it comes to this masculine who was dealing with this fire sign, right? That he was having this sex behind the scenes with. Right? So the reason why, this fire sign was looking you up, right? Because she didn't know that this masculine was gonna say no, right? She didn't know that this masculine was gonna say no to her, right? And so this no did something to her feelings, right? This word no did something to her feelings, right? And so, wait a minute. Wait, hold on, collective. The reason why she was looking you up, because she didn't know your name. She could have been looking you up because she didn't know your name or something. She could have been looking you up and didn't know your name, right? So once she got your name, right? Yeah, she could have started looking you up but didn't know your name, right? She started looking you up but didn't know your name, right? And so once she got your name, she could have started looking you up because she didn't know. It's like before she started looking. Wait a minute. It's like she was looking you up but didn't know your name, right? And so once she got your name, right, that's when she started researching you, right? Researching your name and getting this information on you, right? Because this fire sign, was doing something. She was doing some type of sex magic on this masculine behind the scenes, right? So that she could get into your energy, right? So she could get into your energy and you become toxic like she was, right? So the both of you could be in this very toxic energy, right? So the both of you could be, this very toxic person to him. That's why, this masculine gonna need time to heal, right? And so she could have got this, she could have got this other man to start threatening this masculine, intimidating him with this weapon, right? Because she wanted him to feel threatened and bothered by it, right? And because she was pissed off by the fact that he no longer wanted to lick that click of hers, right? So she gonna make a fool out of you. She gonna make a fool out of you to get you all upset about this gun, right? About this gun, could possibly be about this gun, right? That this man gonna pull out on you. That this man could pull out on you, right? Cause you could you don't you're not into guns. You could be the type of masculine that's not into guns, right? And that's what's gonna have you upset with her, right? That you didn't know she was gonna get this other man to start threatening, start threatening him with this gun, right? You know, and so, you know, she want both of these two upset, right? Because he to make him feel like he got to do that, to make him feel like he got to lick that click of hers, right? She want these two upset, so because this gun supposed to make him feel like, because this gun, you're right, that this masculine gonna pull out on him, supposed to make him feel like he got to lick that click of hers, right? Because she wants these two, she wants these two to stay in this toxic energy, right? She wants these two to stay in this toxic energy, right? That's why, that's how, that's how these two could have, that's how these two could have got together, because of this group of people, right? That's how these two could have, like, became cool with each other, because of this group of people, right? That's how these two could have became cool with each other, it's because of this group of people, and this masculine, was up in his head, because he, felt like this word click is what this group of people, told is what this group of people could know that he was doing, right? Is because group of people could have know what he was doing with the both of you two collective, right? And so, like I said, you could have be this person that was mentally stable, right? And this masculine, could have got something. This masculine could have been the one that got something done to his drink, right? And didn't know it. And this masculine could have been the one that was, this masculine could have been the one that likes to drink. Yeah, you could have been the person. You could have been this person that's missing the stable, and this masculine could be the one that likes to drink, and this person could have did something to this masculine drink and he didn't know it. That's how he, became. That's why he felt like he had to. That's what he felt like he had to hide from you. That's why he could have felt like he had to hide from you. Cause this fire sign could have did something to his drink. That's why he felt like he had to hide from you. Cause he knew he was the reason that y'all two were in this toxic energy, and yeah, she could have been the one. He could have been the one to like to drink, right? And yeah, and this person could have did something to his drink, right? And he didn't know it, right? He didn't know it, right? Cause you didn't drink whatever this was, right? You didn't drink whatever this was. That's why your mind was still stable, and so he could have took this drink, and that's why he felt like he had to hide from you, because he could have felt like he had both of you two in this toxic energy, right? Because his mind was confused, right? And so it's like he could feel like you uninterested in him, he could feel like you uninterested in him, even though energetically he's in this I can't let go of you energy, right? he could feel like you aren't interested in him, right? Because he's still in his feelings. That's why this person, can't let you go, right? Because he don't, because he that's why, he's in his feelings of being this person that can't let you go. But this person didn't know how to, like, this person didn't want to let this person go either. What I'm getting, right? This person didn't want to let this person go either, right? That's why, this person is still watching. This person didn't want to let this fire sign go either. That's why this person that's why this fire sign is watching you and this person, right? That's why this fire sign is watching you and this person, right? Because she feel like this person wants, to still have sex with you, right? That's why this fire sign is watching you and this person, you know. Because she knows that, he's depressed because of her, and she she wants to have, she wants to have the both of you two depressed, right? Because, this person, this masculine, left you for her. And so she wants to have you and this masculine. It's like she wants to have all three of y'all divorced. All right, let's get your sign and this masculine who needs time to heal. See who this masculine is that needs time to heal. I need an energy card for this masculine person who needs time to heal. All right, let's see what this is. Okay. So masculine, this masculine could be this Scorpio, or he's just, he could be the Scorpio, or he has Scorpio in his birth natal chart, right? And he's, starting to, like, be cold towards this fire sign, right? That's why he wish he could be fully honest with you, because this masculine, you know, it's, yeah, right, yeah. This masculine, yeah, he could be in his Scorpio energy, being cold towards this fire sign, that he wish he could be fully honest with you, right? Because this masculine know he gonna need time to heal, right? That's why, that's why his energy is being cold towards this fire sign, right? Because this Virgo feel like he this very toxic person now, because both of these two are toxic. Him and this fire sign, right? Who could be, this Sagittarius, right? Who could be this Sagittarius that he was having this sex behind the scenes with? Yeah. And see who you are could be collective. Cause he don't wanna, lick that click of hers no more, right? And so she tried to get in your energy, right? She tried to get in your energy, right? Cause she know, she tried to get in your energy, right? So she could, like, bring the devil out of you, basically, right? Bring that devil out of you, so she could bring the devil out of you, right? So she could bring the devil out of you and have you all in your feelings, right? And have you all in your feelings, and you could not even know. You could not even know this. They had you all in your feelings, right? They had you all in your feelings, right? about him being with this girl, right? About him being with this, this girl, right? Because this masculine, wants to balance something back out with you, right? That's why, but he know that he can't keep licking that. He know he can't keep being in this energy of, licking that click of the both of you two. He know he can't, He know he can't, still want to lick that click of hers and yours too. He know he can't do that, right? He know he can't do that, right? He know he can't do that, because it's, because this Taurus, like this Taurus, yeah, he could want to balance things out, with you, who could be this Taurus, right? That's why he don't want to lick that click of the both of you two no more, right? Because, he feel like, he don't want to put this Taurus, back in this toxic energy. He don't want to put this Taurus energy. He don't want this Taurus energy to be back toxic. Yeah, basically, he don't want this Taurus energy to be back toxic, right? He don't want to put this Taurus, right, back in this toxic energy that he was in with this woman. Right? Who could be cool with some of these group of people herself, right? Who could be this Taurus, who could be cool with some of these group of people herself, right? That's why this masculine, is up in his head, right? Because he feel like this clique, right, gonna tell this Taurus something, and that's gonna make him upset. All right, that's gonna make him upset. So we're gonna close this message out with what Spirit wants you to, with an answer from the universe when it comes to this situation. We're gonna close this. We're gonna close this. We're gonna close this message out with a message from the universe. We're gonna close this message out with a message from the universe, with an answer from the universe when it comes to this situation. Holy Spirit, I just need one energy card, please. I'm gonna close this message out. Alright, so I'm flip. Let me see. So Spirit says it's not the right time. It's not the right time for this person to come back to you, collective, because this person needs time to heal. That's what Spirit. That's the answer from Spirit. It's not the right time for this person to come back to you, because this person needs time to heal. All right. And so that was your reading, my loves. And if this message resonated with you, I was glad to be the vessel used from Spirit to give you the confirmation that was needed to start your healing journey. And until next time, my beautiful kings and queens that we meet here on these Wicked Tarot streets, my loves, I want you to continue to stay blessed and take care until we meet again. Bye.